So when do you say no to an opportunity that comes across your art studio? That is what we're going to talk about today. There are 3 different areas that I use to analyze different opportunities and whether I take them on. And I'm going to talk about that through some of the projects that I recently have taken on in the past couple of years and share exactly why I said yes to those projects. There's so many hours in a day that you have to figure out what projects are right to help you elevate as an artist. If that opportunity doesn't, you may want to figure out how to recommend another artist in your artist community, because the opportunity may be great, but not great for you, great for another artist. So let's get started. So the first area that I think about whenever I analyze an opportunity, does this opportunity compensate me in money and resources that I did not have before? Your art practice, your life, going about it costs time, money, and resources. So you have to figure out how to pay bills, you have to figure out how to buy equipment, you have to figure out how to buy supplies. So a lot of projects that come across your table, you want to make sure that it compensates you well so that you can continue doing your art practice. So money does have a factor when it comes to analyzing a project. The second area that I use to analyze opportunities is, does it open me up to new relationships and new markets? And that's all about getting out there as an artist to places that I have never been to before. Does this opportunity allow me to tap into a new market, a new collector base, a new fan base, and grow the people that want to support my practice? And third, does this opportunity allow me to grow as an artist? Does it allow me to use new materials? Does it give me creative freedom where I'm able to use new processes and just be free as much as I can so I can experiment? Does it allow me to learn new technique and new materials and new items and new resources and sort of open me up in terms of how I go about my practice? So that is really big, because you want to make sure that these opportunities allow you to grow as an artist and not do the same thing over and over and over. So these 3 different areas, being compensated really well, being opened up to new markets, and being able to expand and grow as an artist are really important, and I use those as a way of analyzing all my opportunities. If a project meets all 3 of those, I automatically say yes. If they meet 2 out of the 3, I probably will say yes, but I still have to do more analyzing of that project. If they meet 1 out of the 3, then I probably will say no, but I have to do a little bit more analyzing of the project to see if that one area that it meets is really impactful. And if it meets none of those areas, then I automatically say no and pass that on to another artist. So let's talk about real world examples and what I've done. So recently I did a project where I painted a mural on the University of Colorado, Denver. It was a really big mural. So this project, this opportunity compensated me really well. I was able to buy all the equipment and supplies and have a ton of money and resources left over at the end, so that I can use that money and resources on other projects, paying bills, buying new supplies, paying rent, all these different items that I need to survive as an artist. But it did not open me up to growing as an artist when it comes to sort of the new techniques, new style, mainly because I wanted to make sure that they were more traditional representational portraits that I did on the building. So it wasn't like I got really crazy with the techniques and sort of the different styles that I sort of have. So it did not meet the area of being able to expand as an artist like I wanted. But it did open me up to a whole new market when it came to the student body. Because this is on a college campus, there's going to be new students all the time. So there's always going to be a new crop of students, a new demographic discovering my work. So I really love the idea of that, and that is why I said yes to that project, because it's new markets seeing my work all the time on a college campus, and the kids are the ones that are active on social media, tagging me all the time, and it compensated me really well. I actually have a video on the process, so I'll put it up here. Another opportunity that I recently took on was flying to Lyon, France to do an art festival and paint a small mural at that festival. And they also wanted me to bring one of my art pieces that had technology sort of embedded in it, because I do a lot of that. This opportunity did not compensate me in terms of monetary value. They paid for the hotel and paid for the flight, but there wasn't a stipend at all. And the mural that I did at the festival was basically just a mural that I would usually do. So it did not meet the area of, does it compensate me really well, because it did not. The other area that it didn't meet was, does it allow me to grow as an artist? So did this opportunity allow me to grow as an artist with new materials, new resources, new techniques? It really did not. I was basically painting something in my similar style that I would do back here in Denver, Colorado. But this opportunity allowed me to tap into a whole new market that I never would have tapped into if it wasn't for this opportunity. I got to fly to Lyon, France and stay there for about a week and build and make relationships with people that were all over the world that came there for that festival. I got to see other artists and what they were working on. I got to see a ton of different individuals in that city. I got to walk around the city and see what the city was about. So I kind of grew as an artist in that respect, but I opened myself up to a whole new market by doing my artwork out there and bringing one of my tech art pieces to that space. So it wasn't like I'm going to the neighboring city or a neighboring state or region. I was going to a whole nother country that had very little clue about my work. So for me, that opportunity was great when it came to, just getting outside of my comfort zone, when it came to meeting a whole new fan base, a whole new market, a whole new group of people that I can sort of connect with. And the last opportunity I want to talk about is the opportunity I got with Lululemon and Be a Good Person, the clothing brand, to paint a basketball court. Before I painted a basketball court, I never painted one before. I never even attempted to do one. So it really challenged me in the materials and the process that I had to use. So it met that criteria where I was growing as an artist in terms of capabilities and things that I can put into my portfolio. It didn't really compensate me well, and it wasn't tapping into a whole new market, a whole new fan base, because it was in my local neighborhood where everyone already knows my work. But like I said, it got me to learn more about how do I paint on the ground, because it requires a whole different process from painting on a wall. I had to learn more about the different types of paint to use, about the adhesion, about different techniques on actually applying the paint to the ground. So I learned a lot about how to paint on a horizontal surface that people will walk on, jump on, skip on. Snow will be placed on there. It rains, it's outdoors. So it allowed me to learn a lot and grow as an artist to where, after that project, I was able to paint quite a few more basketball court, and I was only able to take on those projects because I was comfortable after taking on this first project that allowed me to grow. So learning to say no and yes to a project is somewhat of an art form, and like I said early at the beginning of the video, you want to make sure that you say yes to those projects that allow you to elevate your practice and no to those projects that don't allow you to elevate, mainly because you only have so many hours in the day. As an artist, you want to make sure all the projects and opportunities that you take on are ones that allow you to utilize your time, money, and resources the best. And saying no is somewhat of an art form. A lot of times I like to say no, but I also like to give that individual that approached me sort of an outlet by recommending another artist that may be great for that opportunity, because like I said, that opportunity may not be great for you, but it may be great for another artist. So hopefully this video helped out when it comes to learning when to say no and when to say yes to opportunities that you are approached with. All right, I will see you next time. Peace.